remember. I've obviously, I don't remember anything in it apart from Bono saying.
It's hammer time.
Come on, go on.
Hammer time.
Oh, yeah,
That's all I remember.
The next one.
I literally have 7 days to find a word to have Riccardo say.
Martello, tempo del martello.
Tempo Martello.
Dobbiamo trovare.
For over a decade, F1 fans around the world became familiar with a very special radio call between Lewis Hamilton and his Mercedes race engineer, Peter Bono Bonington. The iconic hammer time message became synonymous with Hamilton's dominance on track. But what exactly was hammer time all about? The phrase wasn't just random, it had deep meaning for Hamilton and his engineer. As Hamilton himself explained, hammer time is, say, my pit stop is lap 20 or lap 25. In that moment, usually they say, time to push. Hamilton revealed that he actually created the phrase himself out of frustration with longer radio messages. Bono would come out with these long sentences. Hi, Lewis, just to let you know that it's time to start pushing, and it's a really long bit of speech. I said, Bono, just tell me it's hammer time, and it means push like a mofo and get going. This simple phrase became a powerful signal between the pair, with Bono using it every time the team wanted Hamilton to extract maximum performance from his car, just before a pit stop. The phrase, a clever reference to MC Hammer's 1990 hit You Can't Touch This, combined with Hamilton's three-letter designation, Ham in F1, became a staple of their communication. The emotional significance of this partnership became clear after Hamilton's final race with Mercedes at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, where he realized it was the last time he would hear the iconic call. Hamilton told this media after the Yas Marina race, I noticed that today. When he told me, I was like, I can't even remember the last time he told me hammer time. What a roller coaster ride I've had with Bono. He's been one of my closest friends for many years. Hamilton reflected on their long partnership with genuine emotion. It's something I didn't expect to have because he worked with Michael Schumacher. He's worked with great drivers, and for the longest time, he stood by me. For an engineer to stick by someone as frustrating and painful as it can sometimes be, he stood by me every single day without fail. This end of an era marks the beginning of Hamilton's bold new chapter. But what will replace the iconic hammer time at Ferrari? With Hamilton now donning the famous red of Ferrari, the question on everyone's lips is, what will replace the iconic hammer time radio call? During a Ferrari event, Hamilton addressed this very question. I don't remember anything apart from Bono saying, before his new teammate Charles Leclerc humorously interrupted, "Come on, go on." Hamilton continued, "Hammer time. I literally have 7 days to find the word to have Riccardo say." That's when Leclerc, fluent in Italian, suggested a three-word replacement, tempo di martello, the Italian equivalent of hammer time.
I don't remember. I've obviously, I don't remember anything in it apart from Bono saying.
Come on, go on.
Hammer time.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I remember.
The next one.
I literally have 7 days to find a word to have Riccardo say.
Martello, tempo del martello.
Tempo Martello.
Dobbiamo trovare.
But will Hamilton adopt this Italian phrase? The seven-time world champion seems unsure. When asked about it during preseason testing in Bahrain, Hamilton admitted, I haven't spoken to my engineer about that. I don't know how it would sound with an Italian accent, so I'll have to find an Italian word probably. We'll probably find something new. In more recent comments, Hamilton has actually ruled out using tempo di martello, suggesting it just wouldn't sound right. It seems the search for a new iconic radio call continues. The radio call isn't the only communication challenge Hamilton faces at Ferrari. He's now working with race engineer Riccardo Adami, who previously worked with Carlos Sainz, and communication is key to their success. Hamilton has revealed he's deep in the learning process of mastering Ferrari's technical language. He said, I'm in the learning phase of understanding the rear suspension, the front suspension, all the different settings they have for those, and the terminology they use for them. My engineer and I are also learning how we like to work in terms of communication. The champion driver is taking his preparation seriously. I've got it all on my computer, and I'm studying it each day and night to make sure I understand when they're talking about the different components. Despite the challenge, Hamilton is embracing the change. It's a part of the learning process, and that's what makes it exciting because it's all new. I'm loving that newness. This newness extends beyond just language. Hamilton is entering a completely different team dynamic with a teammate who's already established at Ferrari, And what he's said about this partnership has sent a clear message to Max Verstappen and the rest of the grid. Lewis Hamilton has made an extraordinary claim about his partnership with Charles Leclerc at Ferrari. Speaking in a video shared by Scuderia Ferrari, Hamilton declared, "We're the strongest pairing F1 has probably ever had." Let that sink in. The strongest pairing in F1 history. This isn't just a casual comment. It's a direct challenge to reigning champion Max Verstappen and his Red Bull team. Hamilton isn't just suggesting they'll be competitive, he's claiming they'll be historically dominant. What makes this statement even more remarkable is Hamilton's own history of high-profile teammates. Throughout his extraordinary career, Hamilton has partnered with some of the greatest drivers in the sport. He raced alongside two-time world champion Fernando Alonso at McLaren in 2007 and had a famously intense rivalry with 2016 champion Nico Rosberg at Mercedes. Yet Hamilton believes his partnership with Leclerc surpasses them all. This is a clear warning shot fired directly at Verstappen, who has dominated the sport in recent years. Hamilton has been equally effusive in his praise for Leclerc individually, calling him massively talented and expecting great things from him in 2025. Charles is massively talented. Getting to see him work opposite the table and watching him in the garage, it's been really great, Hamilton said, as reported by F1.com. Obviously, he's been here for a long time, so he knows the team well. He speaks Italian, he's at home and at ease. But because we already had a friendship before, that's made it a lot easier to just get straight into working together. Hamilton added, "He's incredibly talented, so he's going to be so fast this year. I'm looking forward to learning what I can from him and supporting him alongside the team to deliver the best results we can get." The mutual respect appears to be genuine, with their pre-existing friendship facilitating their working relationship. This harmonious partnership stands in stark contrast to some of F1's more turbulent teammate dynamics, potentially giving Ferrari an edge in the Constructors' Championship. But can this strongest pairing in history deliver on such a bold claim? That remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, Max Verstappen and Red Bull will not take this challenge lightly. For Hamilton, joining Ferrari isn't just another career move, it's the fulfillment of a childhood dream. In an emotional statement, Hamilton revealed his long-held desire to drive for the sport's most storied team. He said, "I have always imagined what it would be like sitting in the cockpit, surrounded by red. I've always seen the drivers that came before me in red and wondered how that would feel for me, you know." This emotional connection to Ferrari adds another dimension to Hamilton's motivation. At 40 years old, many would be winding down their careers, but Hamilton is approaching this new chapter with renewed vigor and determination. In February, Hamilton told The Times that he rejects comparisons with older drivers, past or present, making a pointed statement that seems directed at those questioning his age and motivation, saying, "I am hungry-driven, do not have a wife and kids. I am focused on one thing, and that is winning."
Experience crazy things all the time, especially coming to Italy, and an event like this had never been done before, and it was just exceptional. To be driving in the streets of Milan with so much tifosi was very special.
When Hamilton officially joined Ferrari in January 2025, it sent shockwaves through the motorsport world. After 12 years with Mercedes Power, the most successful driver in modern F1 history embarked on an intensive immersion program with his new team.
Well, firstly, already just driving Ferrari is a huge honor, but they already have an incredible legacy. So it's not that they need necessarily another championship because they have so many already, but I know that's what they exist to do, to work towards, and I know that Tifosi are dying for that, and it would be, I wouldn't be able to find the words to be able to express just how special that would be, but that's what we work towards.
We've seen Hamilton alongside Leclerc at the F175 live event and putting in crucial laps at pre-season testing in Bahrain. But behind the scenes, questions remained about how these two elite drivers would work together. Would their different driving styles create development conflicts? Would the team favor the established champion or their homegrown talent? Those questions made Leclerc's recent comments all the more surprising. During preseason testing in Bahrain, Leclerc was asked about his initial experience working with Hamilton. His response left everyone stunned. He said, "I was surprised. Our driving style is very similar. We both like to push quite a lot, especially the entries, and on that, we are quite similar." This is massive news for Ferrari. When new teammates join forces, different driving preferences often create conflicts in car development. One driver might prefer a stable rear end while another needs strong front end grip. These contradictions can tear a team's focus in different directions. Leclerc continued, "That's positive because I think it requires the same thing out of the car, and I think as a team that is always a good thing because we'll definitely push in the same direction because we need the same things." This unexpected similarity could be the key to unlocking Ferrari's potential in 2025. The technical aspects of this revelation are even more fascinating. According to inside reports from testing, both drivers share a preference for a particular driving technique, throttle and brake overlap. This is an advanced skill where drivers apply both pedals slightly simultaneously to maintain engine power while slowing down. It's extremely difficult to master, but both Hamilton and Leclerc have shown exceptional proficiency with this technique, particularly in medium-speed corners like Turn 10 in Bahrain. For Hamilton to adapt so quickly to the SF25's characteristics after spending his entire career in a completely different car, philosophy is astonishing. He's not just adapting, he's actively evolving his driving style to extract maximum potential from the Ferrari. What makes this partnership particularly interesting is the contrast in their situations when joining the team. Leclerc said, "When I joined, I only had done 1 year in Formula 1 with Sauber, so everything was still new to me, and I had to learn how a team like Ferrari would work in Formula 1, even though I knew the factory and everything by being in the Ferrari Driver Academy before." Meanwhile, Hamilton arrives with a completely different background. For Lewis, an Italian team is pretty new to him, but he has achieved so much and he arrives here as a legend of the sport. Leclerc clearly holds tremendous respect for Hamilton's achievements. It's really cool to see what it was like for him to have so much success in other teams and the way they used to work. So on that, we've learned a lot, and it was really exciting to see how happy and excited he was about the whole thing. Perhaps the most telling quote from Leclerc reveals his tremendous respect for Hamilton's experience. "I have more to gain from Lewis than he does from me," he said to Sky Sports. "I think a driver like Lewis doesn't need any advice." This is a remarkable admission from a driver who has been Ferrari's golden boy for years, even when four-time champion Sebastian Vettel was his teammate. Leclerc still acknowledges his advantage in team familiarity. "I know the Ferrari environment very well. I grew up here in Maranello, so I feel at home. But yes, Lewis set up immediately and he doesn't need advice. If he needs it, I'm here." He elaborated further. "We talk a lot, so he certainly had a lot of questions, but so did I for him, because in the end, I'm the one who has to learn the most." The respect is clearly mutual between these champions. Hamilton has spoken very highly of Leclerc during preseason testing. "Charles is massively talented," Hamilton said at Bahrain. "Getting to see him work opposite the table and watching him in the garage, it's been really, really great." Hamilton recognizes Leclerc's deep integration with the team. "Obviously, he's been here for a long time, so he knows the team well. He speaks Italian, he's at home and at ease. But because we already had a friendship before, that's made it a lot easier to just get straight into working together." The 7-time world champion added, "He's incredibly talented, so he's going to be so fast this year. I'm looking forward to learning what I can from him and supporting him alongside the team to deliver the best results we can get." While the drivers' similar styles are promising, Hamilton has been transparent about the challenges of adapting to his new team. "I'm still in the learning phase of understanding the rear suspension, the front suspension, all the different settings that they have for those, and the terminology that they use for them as well. My engineer and I are also learning how we both like to work in terms of communication." He's approaching the process methodically. "I don't have a crystal ball. All I can say is we're just taking it one day at a time. We're really just focused on doing our job. We're not watching everything else that's happening." Hamilton added, "With every lap and every session that I get, I'm learning more about the car, getting more and more comfortable with the completely different control systems that we have." The car that Hamilton and Leclerc will share this season represents Ferrari's best chance at championship success in years. Ferrari has made bold design changes for 2025, including a switch to pull rod front suspension, similar to what Red Bull and McLaren have been using. They've developed more aggressive aerodynamics to improve cornering speed and stability, refined power delivery for better control out of slow corners, and improved tire management, which was Ferrari's biggest weakness last season. However, testing revealed some challenges. Reports from Bahrain suggest the SF25 has less rear downforce than last year's model, making the car more unstable in long corners. This is where Hamilton's legendary adaptability could prove crucial. Both drivers have made their goals crystal clear for the upcoming season. Leclerc stated, "Having come short of the Constructors' title last year, there's only one goal for me, and this is to, obviously, win the Constructors with Ferrari. That would be incredible. And win the Drivers' Championship as well. That is a dream I have had since childhood, and I have to achieve it one day." He emphasized, winning the 2 titles is the goal this year. Meanwhile, Hamilton is hungry to secure his record-breaking 8th World Championship. When asked what winning with Ferrari would mean, Hamilton said, "I wouldn't be able to find the words to be able to express just how special that would be. But that's what we work towards."
It's I don't have the words to really explain just how excited I am, but trying to just stay cool and calm. But for sure, arriving in red is going to be cool.
Hamilton appears more motivated than ever, telling Time magazine in February, "I'm hungry, driven, don't have a wife and kids. I'm focused on one thing, and that's winning." Lewis Hamilton's move to Ferrari has created a stir in Formula One. This switch from Mercedes marks one of the biggest transfers in F1 history. While fans are excited, racing legend Nigel Mansell has stepped forward with a striking prediction about Hamilton's future at the Italian team. His assessment of Hamilton's prospects at Ferrari has captured attention throughout the motorsport world. Hamilton's historic move to Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton made headlines when he announced his departure from Mercedes after a decade-long stint with the team. The 7-time world champion signed with Ferrari, replacing Spanish racing star Carlos Sainz. This move has sent shockwaves through the motorsport community, with many questioning whether Hamilton, at 40 years old, can achieve the same level of success with a new team. Hamilton's move to Ferrari represents more than just a change of teams. For the British driver, joining the Italian manufacturer fulfills what he has described as a childhood dream. After winning 6 of his 7 world championships with Mercedes, Hamilton now sees Ferrari as his opportunity to fight for a record-breaking 8th world title. The transition began officially at the start of 2025 with an emotional visit to Ferrari's Maranello headquarters. Since then, Hamilton has been familiarizing himself with Ferrari machinery, first testing older cars, before getting his first taste of the SF25 Challenger during a private run at Fiorano and at the official preseason test in Bahrain. Nigel Mansell's bold endorsement. Former Ferrari driver Nigel Mansell has thrown his full support behind Hamilton's move. The 1992 world champion, who raced for Ferrari in 1989 and 1990, spoke to Sky Sports at the F175 live event in London's O2 Arena. His words carry significant weight in the Formula One community, especially considering his own experience with the prancing horse. Mansell said, "I think it's absolutely brilliant, I have to say. I think he's got most of the fans behind him. I'm certainly behind him. I think he can do it. It's so exciting for him and Ferrari. I think it will be the most amazing year to watch. And we have the excitement before us." Mansell, now 71 years old, doesn't make such bold claims lightly. The last British driver to win a Formula One race while driving for Ferrari, Mansell maintains a strong following among the Ferrari faithful. The Italian fans nicknamed him Il Leone, or the Lion, for his relentless attacking style and big heart on the track. What makes Mansell's endorsement particularly powerful is his understanding of what it takes to succeed at Ferrari. He recognizes the pressure and expectations that come with driving for such a storied team. When Mansell says, "I think he can do it," it's a statement backed by personal experience and deep knowledge of Formula One. Mansell's dream for 2025. Speaking to Mail Sport on the F175 red carpet, Mansell revealed his biggest wish for the 2025 Formula One season.
You know, it's a wonderful question, hard to answer, so I'll do my best. It'd be a dream come true for Lewis to win his first race with Ferrari, because then that sets the pattern.
The former world champion emphasized how long Ferrari has been waiting for championship success. He said,
Ferrari's so long overdue to win the Drivers' Championship and Constructors' Championship, so with Charles Leclerc and Lewis, I sincerely hope they get it done. I really do. It'd be magical for Lewis to win another World Championship, and I wish him all the very, very, very best.
Ferrari's last driver's title came in 2007 with Kimi Räikkönen, while their last constructor's title was in 2008. This drought has been painful for the passionate Tifosi fans, and Mansell believes the Hamilton-Leclerc pairing could finally end it. Jean Alesi echoes Mansell's support. Mansell isn't the only former Ferrari driver backing Hamilton. Jean Alesi, who represented Ferrari from 1991 through 1995 and took his sole Grand Prix win with the team, shared similar thoughts on the red carpet at the F175 event.